Welcome back. I'm Jenny Gaston, licensed professional counselor of 15 years, and today we're going to talk about 12 essential tips on how to heal from narcissistic abuse. And it was just actually raining, and when you are trying to heal from a toxic relationship, whether it's a friendship or intimate partner, it does feel dreary, dark, and you can feel depressed in the process. Why? Because you realize that how much the relationship was one-sided and how much was taken away from you. And with this age of technology, many of us know the signs of narcissistic abuse because of TikTok, social media. It's a thing where it's more like common knowledge, right? But not many videos talk about how to heal. And so we're going to do that today. And so grab a notebook. If you like, walk with me. Walking is so therapeutic. It's good for the mind, body, and soul. All right, so go ahead and put your flip-flops on, your shoes. I got rain boots because it's wet. And let's get to it. So number one, it's important to acknowledge what happened, that you were in an unhealthy and manipulative relationship, right? Sometimes we're in denial, and that prevents us from healing properly. We tell ourselves, well, it wasn't that bad. Okay, for those in the back, yes, it was. Call a spade a spade. The sooner you do it, the better. Recognize how bad it was and the loss, whether you lost yourself, you lost time, money, or you felt like it was a one-sided relationship and you gave and gave and gave and didn't really see the return of that. Okay, that needs to be addressed. Also, validate those feelings of hurt, anger, and frustration. It's important to do that. Journal about it. And I will link a video on how to journal somewhere using the cognitive behavioral therapy model. That will help you to sit in those uncomfortable feelings. Number two, it's important to go no contact or little contact. Some of us cannot go no contact, especially if your ex, you actually have a kid together, right? You have to co-parent. And if that's you can co-parent using parallel parenting. That's a style of parenting where you have really strong boundaries, and whatever happens in your home happens in your home. It doesn't cross over, and whatever happens in their home happens in their home. You're not trying to dictate, well, you should raise our kids like X, Y, and Z, and they're not trying to do the same for you. And so if you like more about how to parent that way, I will link a short video with some tools, but definitely do some research on that. Okay, definitely do some research. Okay, so where we at? Number three, seek therapy. Of course, as a therapist, I'm going to say seek therapy. Why? I'm not trying to promote myself. Believe it or not, I am full. I cannot accept any clients. But seek therapy, seek mentorship. Go and find a life coach. It is important. In a multitude of counselors, there is wisdom. And so don't suffer in silence. Okay, don't suffer in silence. All right, where we at? And with therapy, what really helps with trauma, because being in a narcissistic relationship is traumatizing. So it's important to seek a therapist that specializes in cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay, cognitive behavioral therapy focuses on how cognition, our thoughts, affects our feelings and then actions. Also, you want to find a therapist that may specialize in EMDR. EMDR is also another type of therapy modality that focuses on healing trauma. Okay, and I'm actually specialized in both because I am a trauma focused therapist. Okay, where we at? Okay, number 4, educate yourself on the patterns. Why is this important? Because you want to prevent future engagement with your ex or ex-friend, right? Future engagement, because in a narcissistic abusive relationship, there is a cycle. Okay, a lot of times it starts at the honeymoon stage. Things are going well. There's a build-up where they're perhaps nitpicking, they're focusing on your flaws constantly, and then there's the feeling of discard. Okay, they discard you, you know, no longer getting hit up, you're leaving you hanging, maybe ghosting you, and then, oh, I'm sorry, and let's start the madness again. And so if you're not familiar with that pattern, then after a while you're in your healing journey, the narcissist can hoover you. And what that is the process of kind of like making amends and going back to the honeymoon stage where they're like, you're awesome, I'm so sorry, please give me another chance. You know, they're all up in your grill. And I'm just kind of crouching here because there's some branches above me, a tree, trying to avoid. They're all up in your grill, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give them a chance. And then boom, back to the discard stage again. So it's important to know these patterns so that you're not constantly having this yo-yo toxic dynamic where it's on again, off again, on again, off again. And in fact, when I worked with survivors of domestic violence, that was a very common thing. And I was really gracious towards them because research shows that before a survivor leaves an abusive relationship, they usually return and they go back and forth at least 7 times. And domestic violence or intimate partner violence include physical abuse, right? Shoving, choking, pushing, even throwing objects, okay? If you have a partner who gets upset, drive aggressively and throw things, it may be a matter of time before they start striking you. Emotional abuse, the gaslighting, okay, putting you down. You have the sexual abuse. And many times we kind of go along with it. If you're not there, you're not in the mood, and they're like, come on, let's go already. And you're like, okay, let me just give in. If someone's not respecting your boundaries, that's a problem, okay? You have financial abuse where they constantly sabotage your financial future. Maybe you have a business plan, you're in school, sabotage you where you're not going to work on time or consistently. There's isolation where I don't like that family member or that friend, to the point where I don't like anybody. Little by little, you're hanging on your own. You're hanging out on your own, okay? And so it's important to know these signs. And there is a power wheel. It's like a pie shape that describes all the forms of abuse. Okay, so I'm going to link that in the description. I'm going to link that so that you can see that for yourself. So where are we at? Number 5, rebuild your self-esteem. And that's tricky, right? But celebrate your small wins. Because when you're with a narcissist, they're not celebrating your small wins. They're more like, oh, you got a promotion? Big deal. People get promotions every day. They're not celebrating your small wins. So it's important for you to do that, okay? That is key. That is key. Also, in addition to that, you want to make sure that you're number 6, you're able to say no without any guilt. Oh, guys, it started raining. I'm going to pull out my umbrella, okay? Hold on for 1 second. All right, you see me? I'm grabbing this umbrella. We're keeping it real up in here. But it's important to put up some boundaries, okay? There we go. Okay. Can you see me? Put up them boundaries. I'm gonna go by the bridge. It's so pretty. 1 second, y'all. Get my book bag. Close it up. I always tell my kids, your book bag wide open. What? Come on. All right. There we go. Put up them boundaries. Learn to use the power of your voice, because many times we have lost that power, right? And our inner child, that little boy, that little girl inside, you can no longer hear your inner child. You're so used to ignoring. Okay, so yeah. All right, where we at? You hear that pitter patter? It's beautiful out here. Sometimes we don't like the rain, but guess what? The rain is cleansing. It really purifies, and we need the rain to grow. Like just like those strawberries need the rain. You need the rain sometimes, and sometimes we need a good cry. And so don't bottle those feelings in, okay? Don't bottle those feelings in. And so, all right, the rain looked like it stopped a little bit. It stopped. Where are we at? Number 7, I mentioned already, journal. Okay, I got ahead of myself. Journal, guys. 8, build or rebuild your support system, because we talked about the isolation that happens, which is real. And so you have to rebuild your support system. And that's key. And find different communities, right? So I like to have a gym community. I have a spiritual community, a church community. I attend a small group with some women, so that's another community, right? We're not meant to live life on our alone in isolation. So find different communities to be a part of. That's key. And last but not least, self-care. Activities you enjoy. All right, it may not look like everybody else, okay? Especially, you know, you got to think of who you are as a person. Are you an extrovert? Maybe self-care is going dancing, hang out with friends. But maybe for you, self-care is, if you're an introvert, reading a book, walking in nature. Don't worry about what other people are doing on social media. Do what works for you, okay? Do what works for you. And so, actually, I have more. Number 10, okay? Rediscover who you are. Because many times we lose ourselves in these relationships, we have to rediscover ourselves. So rediscover who you are. Try something new, okay? Try something new. It really does wonders in the brain when we try new things. This beautiful water. I love it. I love it. All right. 11, forgive yourself. Hard. Release yourself, okay? Any self-blame and say, why did I allow this to happen? You know that studies show that women who are in toxic relationships, who have a college education, who may be in a professional setting like a hospital, are less likely to leave because of shame. They're like, I should know better. I'm an educated woman. I make this. I have degrees. I'm so embarrassed. I cannot leave. To save face. For whom? For social media? You better get your life back together, okay? Pukisa. I like to break out in Haitian Creole every now and then. Pukisa. Why are you doing that? For whom? This is your life, okay? Stop worrying about everybody else. For those who are people pleasers and everybody thinks you're a great couple, well, not everybody knows what goes on behind closed doors, okay? So let me say that again to those in the back. Not everybody knows what goes on behind closed doors. So please forgive yourself and ask yourself instead of, what can I learn? What can I learn from this? Not why. Why did this have to happen? What can I learn from this? And go from there. Okay, go from there. All right. Number 12, be cautious in future relationships. Okay, take time to heal and know the red flags. And you know what? This is why counseling is important, or coaching, whatever, mentorship, because, you know, I'm not gonna sit here like I got it all together. I'm on my second marriage, okay? I'm on my second marriage, for those who don't know. And so as my current husband and I were dating, I asked him, are you open for counseling once a month? Because he said, you are my person. I see myself with you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Okay, that sounds great. Are you open? Why? Because even as a mental health therapist, I did not trust myself, right? I did not trust myself. And you know, pride allows us to fall. We think, oh, I got it all together. I know the signs. I know. No, we all have blind spots, okay? And so I was thrilled that he was open to that. And that's actually a green light, okay? A green flag, rather. When someone that you're dating is open to therapy, because that's a growth mindset. Because, you know, when you're with someone who's just set in their ways and they're like, I'm fine, I don't need to change, I don't need to grow. It's like, okay, but who got it all together, like really? But once a month, he was open to that. And sorry about any background noise. You know, guys, I live in an urban environment, so even when I'm in the woods, you're going to hear the city. You're going to hear the city. But anyway, he was open to that, and it really helped us to have a great foundation. And you know, being in a relationship with him, he's amazing. Shout out to you, my love, my sweetheart. He is not perfect, neither am I, but it's healthy, right? People ask me, how's marriage? I'm like, you know, it's kind of boring. And what I mean, it's not dramatic, it's calm, it's consistent. I know what to expect. We have fun, but as far as the drama, that part is gone. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And thank God. And so there is light at the end of the tunnel. And so hopefully sharing my story helps you, right? Because sometimes we have this scarcity mindset, like, you know, this relationship didn't work out. Is there hope for me to have a healthy relationship? There's always hope. There's always hope. And so if you made it to the end, that really supports me as a YouTuber. Go ahead and comment on what you're going to take away. Make sure to also like, subscribe, and share this video, because so many of us struggle in silence. Yes, in unhealthy relationships. And so definitely hit the notification bell so you can stay tuned for the next video so that you can get more mental health tips. All right, peace, y'all.